Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to explain you all some tips and techniques in OET speaking. I hope this session will help you to get a good score in your OET speaking. I can assure you that if you follow these tips and techniques, you will definitely get a very good score in your OET speaking. Okay, so let's start the session. And before that, if you require any online OET classes, you can contact me in this number. So, the first step in OET speaking, that is active listening. Listening is very important in therapeutic communication. What is therapeutic communication? When you talk to a patient or when you maintain communication or a conversation with a patient, that is called as therapeutic communication. So when we have studied our nursing also, like in therapeutic communication unit, we have studied the main first criteria for nurse patient relationship is active listening, right? So listening is very, very, very important in OET speaking. So you need to make the interlocutor or the patient understand that you are listening to them. So how to do that, or how you can make them understand that you are listening to them? You can always use like I see, oh, is it, and all that whenever they talk or whenever they give you some information. Okay, if you just keep quiet and listen to the patient or the interlocutor, they will just think that you are not listening to them. So you can always use these terms in order to make them understand that you are listening to them. Okay, and also the other one more tip is, like, you can repeat what the interlocutor just said, such as you mentioned about vomiting, nausea, is it, or I can understand you are worried because of the side effect of this medications. Okay, so all these things you can just repeat to the patient, or you can just repeat to the interlocutor what they have just said. Okay, so that's how you can make them understand. You can make the patient understand that you are listening to them. Okay, the next step, avoid medical jargon terminology such as CT, ECG, okay, or colonoscopy, arthritis. Okay, these all are medical terminologies. Okay, you can say these words, but you must explain them. Okay, if you use these term, you have to tell them in detail what it is. Okay, so the next step is open then closed question. Okay, so you need to ask open question first, then to the closed question. Example, if you ask them how are you, okay, and the patient is mentioning about the pain, you can just ask, is it radiating, or is it pricking pain? So you can ask open question first, then to the closed question. Okay. Okay, one more example if I can give you, tell me more about your headache. If you ask on the next question, you can just ask, did you take any medication for that? Okay, clear? The next point is check understanding frequently. So you need to ask the patient, okay, whenever you give information, you need to ask them whether they have understood. Okay, you cannot just keep on explaining to them without asking their understanding. Okay, so you can just tell them, could you please repeat what I have just said? So is it clear for you? Do you want me to repeat it again? Is that clear? So all these things, all these terminologies, or all these sentence you can use in your use in order to just understand their, whether they are listening or whether they are understanding what you are explaining. Okay, then the next point is organize your explanation. You need to have one particular organization. For example, you cannot just mix the conversation, like if you ask some question first, you need to answer for that. Okay, or the patient, if they ask you something, you need to give answer to that question first. Okay, you cannot just start with conclusion then to the introduction, right? So you need to have one particular organization. Like, for example, first you need to introduce yourself, then you need to ask the patient introduction, then information gathering, collecting the information giving, or rechecking, reassurance, or then at the end, closing or the conclusion part. Okay, so you need to organize your explanation accordingly. Then mention a reason for everything. Okay, so here, like, what you need to do is, whenever you give an explanation, for example, if you tell the patient to quit smoking, Okay, you need to tell them why they have to quit, or what is the reason behind you are telling them to quit the smoking. Did you understand? Like, you cannot just tell them to please quit smoking. Okay, you have to tell them why they have to quit smoking. See, you can also say, like, see, Mr. X, if you continue smoking, you may end up with some kind of disease condition, or in future it will affect your health condition. So you have to always give them a reason, okay, for whatever you are explaining to them. Okay, you can also say, stop smoking, this can reduce the risk of future attacks, and that will make a lot of difference in your personal life. He eat healthy foods to decrease the intensity of any future attacks. It will improve your mood. Okay, all these things you can explain to them. Then the next point, if the interlocutor is silent and does not respond, or he or she does not understand something, what you are supposed to do? So this is a problem for all the students. They will just stop speaking, and they will have a lag between the conversation. So if the interlocutor is not responding, you can just ask, would you like me to repeat the question, or let me know if there is anything I said that you don't understand. Or you can just say, I can see that you are worried, would you like to tell me what is on your mind? Do you want me to repeat it again? Is there any problem? Are you understanding what I am telling you? Okay, all these questions you can ask them. Okay, then the next point establishes what the patient knows. Okay, so whenever before you explain something, you have to ask the knowledge, or you need to understand what the patient knows about it. Okay, for example, if you explain them about some side effect of the drug. Okay, so you can just ask them, do you have any idea what are the side effects which this drug causes? Or if you explain about any procedure, or if you explain about x-ray, do you know what x-ray is? If they say no, you can just explain to them what it is. So by asking these questions, you are you are giving chances for the patient, or you are giving chances for your the opposite person to communicate or interact. Okay, so this can avoid only you talking all the time. That can be a problem. Okay, it is like you can get less mark if you only keep on talking, and if you are not allowing the interlocutor or the patient to talk, that can be a problem. Okay, that can affect your grade. So asking all these questions, you will be able to give them a chance to speak out. Okay, so these are the main points which you need to remember when you do OET speaking. Okay, so if you follow these tips, I can assure you that you will be getting a very good score in your OET speaking. Okay, so I hope this this session was very helpful for you. So if you like this session, please do like, subscribe my channel. Thank you all. Bye.